The race to rebuild after Hurricane Sandy. Money from Washington is going a long way to help coastal communities. But tonight, an 8 on Your Side investigation looks deeper into the $50 billion relief bill that Washington lawmakers approved as Hurricane Sandy relief. News 8's government reporter Matt Belanger uncovers how some of that money could end up paying for projects that have nothing to do with the storm.
Despite the critical role that the federal government has played.
From hearings on Capitol Hill to heartache along the coast.
We're lost without a home.
It took Congress 3 months to agree on a relief package for victims of Hurricane Sandy, something Seaside Heights, New Jersey Mayor Bill Akers says he still doesn't understand. His community was hit hard by the late October storm.
People didn't just lose their property here. They lost everything that was near and dear to their hearts. All their personal possessions went too.
This is an emergency relief bill.
Republican Congressman Scott Perry, who represents much of the Susquehanna Valley in Washington, doesn't shy away from talking about his vote against the Sandy relief bill.
Would your vote have changed if your vote no would have been the deciding vote about whether those folks got any money at all?
The right thing to do is the right thing to do regardless of whether it tips the scale of a vote or not.
Congressional Republicans like Perry pushed for the Sandy bill's $50 billion price tag to be offset by spending cuts. They also wanted to cut out millions of dollars in funding for projects unrelated to the storm.
We're voting for your taxes to be paid for this emergency funding. And by the way, a portion of it has nothing to do with emergency, but we don't even say that.
Republicans successfully removed spending not directly related to the storm, like money for Amtrak projects, FBI salaries, and even vehicles for the U.S. Justice Department. But there's still one part of the final bill critics say amounts to wasteful spending.
The bill signed by President Obama in late January contains $16 billion for grants that give local governments lots of flexibility in how money can be used. According to the law, that money can be used for anything related to a, quote, qualifying event in the years 2011, 2012, and 2013. Perry says that broad definition, even covering events that haven't happened yet, could mean money from the bill sold to the public as Sandy relief will find its way to projects unrelated to storm cleanup.
Sooner or later, you have to start drawing the line and say, yeah, if this is important to us and this is a priority, then how are we going to deal with it responsibly? And so far, Washington hasn't gotten that message.
I don't get it. I don't know why it ever can't be what it is on face value.
Back along the coast, Akers has mixed feelings. He needs money from the federal government to repay a $15 million loan the community has taken out to pay for repairs, including rebuilding the boardwalk that's critical to the vacation town's economy. But as an elected official himself, Akers is also sensitive to taxpayers, and he says he doesn't approve of Washington's ways.
If you're talking about wasteful spending, this is where you can start. When you're putting bills like this together, make it about the project you're talking about.
I'm Matt Belanger, On Your Side, News 8.